Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. If you happen to be new here, my name is Anna and I'm so glad that you're here. I have had this topic of intimacy on my heart recently, and I think it's just because mine and my husband's relationship has grown so much over the past couple of years, and I got to thinking about what it is that has made it feel so healthy and so balanced and so good. And I think it's a topic that we lose sight of. I think once the honeymoon stage or the limerence stage is over, we're so quick to not be as focused on our spouse as we used to be. We get extremely busy and the romance aspect of everything kind of dwindles, and we get busy and we kind of put that person on the back burner. It's like they are our best friend, and because they are our best friend, we are quick to put them last. Especially once children get involved, it adds a whole new layer and makes it that much more difficult. However, I feel like if you put your children first, then you will eventually become an empty nester, and then you're gonna wake up to next to the person that you're with and you're not even gonna know who they are. So today I'm going to talk about 10 habits to bring back intimacy into your marriage or maintain intimacy within your marriage. So let's get started. Number one, first and foremost, I cannot think of anything more important than this. This is the number one on my list for a reason, and that is to pray for your marriage. There is no one, absolutely no one, that cares more about the health and the strength of your marriage than God. And He wants your marriage to thrive and be great. And so when you pray to Him, pray for opportunities to be closer and more intimate, not just physically, but emotionally. Pray that the Lord give you opportunities for those things in little moments, to open your eyes to the little moments that you actually have together, to give you strength to be a better spouse. And He's definitely going to come through on that. I have prayed that so many times, and He always, always, always delivers. Do not lose sight of the fact that there is no one who hates marriage more than the enemy, and he wants there to be arguments and separation, and he does not want you to be on the same team whatsoever. So pray over your marriage. Number two, passionately hug and kiss each other for at least 30 seconds to a minute a day. And I don't mean just like a little peck on the cheek, but actually embrace each other, look into each other's eyes, kiss each other, acknowledge each other, be in each other's presence for just a minute. I know that it's easy to rush out the door or just get up and get started and get busy, and things get really chaotic. But if you could wake up in the morning after you have breakfast or whatever and just be together for a moment, it really makes a difference in feeling connected with your partner. And I know that my kids, they love when we are loving on each other. They love watching it. You can see them. Your children are watching you, and most of the time that they want to join in. They just want a family hug after the fact, and so we end up embracing all of each other because of it, and it's a really special thing. And this is also important for two reasons when it comes to your children. Number one, it gives them a sense of security. Children feel more secure when they know that mom and dad are happy and mom and dad are on the same team and loving each other. I don't think that they know that they feel secure. They can't rationalize those emotions, but when mom and dad are happy and a strong unit, it gives this sense of security. And it also subconsciously gives them like this baseline, this standard for what a happy, healthy marriage looks like and how mom should be treating dad, how dad should be treating mom. And then that kind of gives them an idea of what to look for in a partner later on in life. They know how they should be treated based, like my daughter knows how to be treated based off of how her dad treats me, and vice versa for my son. And I think that that is so important, to kind of get that ingrained into their minds at such a young age for them to be able to seek healthy relationships in their future. Number 3, make sure that you are aware and that you are thanking your spouse for the things that they do. I know when life gets going, you've been together for years, you have these expectations and you know what each person's going to do. Like, for instance, a very basic one would be my husband knows that I'm going to make dinner. It is just an expectation that he has because I've been doing it for years. And even though I have made what feels like a million dinners, he always thanks me whenever it's over. He always thanks me. And now our children actually thank me also for dinner because of his action. And then, for him, it's like if something breaks, I have the expectation that he is going to fix it. But when he gets done fixing it, I always make sure that I thank him for doing it. Making sure that your spouse feels appreciated is always, especially with men, always, always, always will set the tone for intimacy later in the day or in the future or just in general. Number 4, do not stop flirting with your spouse. This one is like the easiest one for people to let go of. And I think that it's maybe a little bit, it's changed a little bit over time because there is a lot of like texting going on nowadays, and I think that's how people flirt. And then once they get together, it's not as flirtatious as it was because you don't text as much once you're actually together. So maybe that's kind of got something to do with it. But I would just encourage you to continue to flirt with your spouse in any way that you can. It doesn't have to be something cheesy, and it doesn't have to be something that makes you uncomfortable either. It can be something as simple like my go-to, and I actually genuinely mean it, but usually like I'll hug my husband and I'll tell him that he smells good, like you smell so good, and that's just a little compliment. So any type of compliment that you can give to your spouse, or in a flirtatious tone, or whatever works best for you. But if you're uncomfortable changing the tone or changing the mood, then just go with a simple compliment, and that changes everything. The next habit is pillow talk. And this one is so important because usually if you have children, they're in bed, and this is your time to hang out with your spouse and actually talk without being interrupted. This is that one time of the day where you're going to have a moment to have a conversation without it getting broken up every 30 seconds. So I have found that our most intimate and productive conversations come at night when we are laying in bed together, just chatting. And so I really encourage you to put your phones down. Don't be so quick to turn on the TV, maybe a couple nights a week. Just go in and sit and chat for a few minutes, and then after you're done chatting, then you can go back to whatever movie or whatever it is that you guys do at night. But the pillow talk, man, those are the best. We honestly, we just did that last night, and it was one of the most enjoyable conversations that we've had all week. Number 6, this one kind of segues from the pillow talk, but that is to set boundaries with your children. Now, I know that everybody has their own thing, and I can't tell you how to navigate around what you have already set in stone, but for us in particular, we do not allow children in our bedroom, especially at the beginning of the night. That is the most crucial time. Our children, we set that boundary that they have to be in their beds, they have to fall asleep in their bed. And if somebody gets, we have a 2-year-old and she's got some separation anxiety, so if she gets upset in the middle of the night, then we do, or if it's thundering or something like that, we do allow the kids to come into our room, but they have to sleep on the floor. The bed is for mom and dad, and you can lay here on the floor with some pillows or some blankets, but we set that boundary of no kids in the bedroom because that is our sacred time at night together to nurture our relationship. The next one is that the hard truth is that nagging and complaining will kill the mood 10 out of 10 times. I have talked about this a lot on my channel, and it's something that I've had to grow in and learn from and learn the hard way. But I have learned that after a hard day, working or whatever, even if the house feels like it's on fire to me, the last thing that I need to do is run to my husband as soon as he walks through the door and throw it all on his shoulders when he's already heavy from the day. And so I think just finding the perfect opportunity to gently tell your spouse what is going on. Find the best time to do that. Find the best tone to do that. And you really have to work around who your spouse is and know them well enough to know when to bring certain things up, how to say it. And that's just something that you have to learn over time. But 10 out of 10 times, it will always, always, always ruin the mood. I recently did a video titled Things My Husband Does For Me, and I made that video because I really wanted to inspire women to look at all of the things that their husbands do for them. I know that we often feel like we carry most of the load, especially if we are at home being homemakers, taking care of the kids and doing all of the laundry and the clean. Like it's a lot. It's a lot, and all the planning and all of that. And so it's easy to lose sight of what our spouses are doing outside of the home. And I made that video to encourage women to rethink about all those things, maybe write all of those things down that their husbands do on a daily basis so that you could find some gratitude and you can actually see how much weight he's carrying on his shoulders. Number 8 is to prioritize date night. Now, we have completely fallen off the bandwagon on this one. We were doing really, really well to have regular date nights for months. I mean, we probably had like a full year there where we were weekly date nighting it, and it was in a really crucial time. So we had just had my daughter, and just trying to get into a routine, because it's higher demand when you have like a newborn to a 1-year-old. They're a lot more high demand. And so that was so crucial for us. And my mom was so great to, pop in and take care of them and put them to bed at night. And that was so amazing. And we really need to get back on it. I feel like lately we've had a lot more time together just in general, and so maybe we just haven't had that need, but I still think that we really need to get back onto it, because having regular date nights and getting away and just having a good meal together or doing whatever together, it really does bring back those feelings, or at least it does for me, those feelings of intimacy and all those little things that you enjoyed doing together before life became more lifey and mundane. Of course, we can't have a video about bringing back intimacy without a little topic of sex. I know that it is easy at the end of the day when you are touched out and you just wanna lay there and not have to think about anything or do anything. And I think sometimes we think that we're too exhausted to spend time and be physically intimate with our partners. But I think that the truth is that it's actually an activity that is more energizing than we let on, and we let our negative thoughts get in the way for whatever reason. But I would just encourage you, even if you are exhausted, do it anyway. Just do it anyway. I can think of many times where I was thinking, I am so tired from this day, and then I did it anyway, and it strengthened our relationship so much. And I'm thinking to myself, like, I have never done that and then thought to myself, oh yeah, I really regret that. You never ever regret it. So I encourage you to just go all in, even if you're tired. Number 10, the very last piece of advice that I have for you is to shower in the evenings. Shower after a long day. It's so funny how we give the absolute best and most attractive and cleanest part of ourselves to the world, and then we come home and we take it all off and we throw our hair in buns and we just let it all go. And I get being comfortable. I'm not saying don't be comfortable. I'm not saying that you have to wear a face full of makeup and do all this stuff. I'm just saying maybe give some better parts of yourself to your spouse. Maybe shower in the afternoons or in the evenings. Spend a little bit of time, just put on a little perfume, or get into a pajama set that is actually attractive for once, instead of baggy sweatpants and a baggy t-shirt. Maybe put on something cute and attractive and lounge and do it that way instead. I think that it's men and women. I don't think it's just a woman thing. I think it's men too. I think everybody kind of just lets their spouse have the leftovers of themselves, if that makes any sense. Okay guys, I think I have said enough here. If there is anything that you think I left out that you have personally done to bring back intimacy into your marriage, I would love to read those in the comments below. I think everybody kind of sifts through the comments and we get inspired by each other all the time, and I love that about this community. So if you have anything you want to add, leave that in the comment section, and Lord willing, I will see you all at the next video. Bye!